Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dania binti Muklis. My card material number is 33DPE19F1042. I will present about performance of domestic term by state 2020. Okay, the next slide is introduction. Okay, the introduction is the statistic report based on the domestic term survey conducted in 2020. Among the key statistics include this report are the number of visitors, total receipts, number of trips, and average length of stay. Besides, the report also presents statistics on travelling patterns such as main destination visited, mode of transport, and type of accommodation. In addition, statistics on social and demographic profile of domestic visitors by age group, ethnic group, education level, and employment status are also displayed in the publication. This is data of the state of the 60 states in year 2019 and 2020. In Selangor, in 2019 is 15.5 and 2020 is 7.1. In wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur is 12.1 and the year 2020 is 5.3. At Sarawak is 8.7 and 3.4. At Perak 7.5 and 3.3. Pahang 7.6 and 2.7. Sabah 8.1, 2.7. Johor 7.4, 2.4. Pulau Pinang 6.7, 2.4. Melaka 7.4, 2.4. Kedah 5.2, 2.3. Terengganu is 6 and 2.3. Negeri Sembilan 5.1, 2.2. Kelantan 4.8, 1.6. Perlis 0.6, 0.2. Wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya in 2029 is 0.8 and in 2020 is 0.1. And the last year, wilayah Persekutuan Labuan in 2019 is 0.4 at 2020 0.1. The performance of domestic term in 2029, a total of 239.1 million domestic visitors were recorded in 2029 with a growth of 8.1% as compared to previous year 7.7%. In terms of total term trip, the domestic visitor undertook 32.4 million trips without the country with an average of 1.39 trip per visitor. Domestic tourism expenditure continued to register a double-digit growth with 11.5% to RM103.2 billion in 2029. Shopping registered the highest percentage share of total expenditure made by a visitor of his or her trip with a share of 7.8%. Performance of domestic tourism 2022. In 2022, domestic tourism in Malaysia experienced the significant drop in the number of visitors arrived and tourism expenditure due to the COVID-19 lockdown. A total of 131.7 million domestic visitors were recorded in 2020, with decrease of 44.9% as compared to previous year. In terms of volume of total term trip, domestic visitor and took 147 million trip without the country, declined by 55.8% as percent in 2029. Domestic term expenditure in 2020 plummeted 60.8%, with only record RM 40.4 billion. This was the first drop since 2018, when DUE50032 started to compile domestic tourism service statistics. This is the graph bar of total of domestic tourism respect by state 2019 to 2020. So at wilayah Persatuan Labuan is the lower percent, and the Selangor is the high percent. The next is travelling trend of domestic tourism. In 2019, visiting relatives and friends continued to be the most prevalent purpose for domestic visitors making a trip. The second main purpose was shopping, followed by holiday, leisure, relaxing, entertainment, attending special events, sports, and medical treatment, wellness. Selangor was the most visited state by domestic visitors in 2019, which accounted for 33.9 million visitors, followed by wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur 20.6 million, Sabah 2.0 million, Perak 21.1 million, and the last Sarawak is 19.8 million. Travelling trend of domestic terms 2020. In 2020, the percentage share of trip for shopping purpose recorded 42.3%. I said that the share of trip for visiting relatives and friends 32% for the first time since year 28. This was followed by the share of holiday, leisure, relaxing 16.9%. Selangor was the most visited state by domestic visitors in 2020, which accounted for 19.7 million visitors, followed by Perak 13.2 million, wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur 12.4 million, Sabah 10.3 million, and Kedah 10.1 million. Land transport was widely used by domestic visitors in 2020 with 98.6%. This was followed by air transport 1.0% and water transport is 0.4%. In 2020, unspent accommodation provided by relatives and friends 65.1% was the most popular type of accommodation among the tourists. There was followed by hotel 24.1%, rest house 3.9%, homestay, vacation homes 3.8%, apartment 2.3%, and chalet 0.8%. This is the line graph of total of domestic tourism respect by state in 2019 to 2020. In the orange color is 2020 and the blue color is 2019. So the wilayah Labuan in 2019 is 0.4 and the 2020 is 0.1. And the Selangor in 2019 is the high is 15.5 and the 2020 2020 is 7.1. Lastly, conclusion. In conclusion, this is a wonderful economic contribution to today's economy. It is a great way for people to spend their money and for cities to attack other people. In doing so, cities across the world attack millions of dollars just so foreigners get a chance to experience life in a new place. Domestic term performance in Malaysia for 2020 declined significantly in visitor arrival and total expenditure with negative 4.9% and 60.8% respectively. Performance for all state contract in terms of volume and value due to the implementation of the COVID-19 lockdown. That's all. Thank you.